So a few weeks ago, I went to the kitchen, made myself a coffee.
Not bad, it's not bad.
And then went to grab myself my creatine to add to my glass of water.
Oh, wait. This is no little inconvenience. How am I going to train without creatine? So I've had creatine for the last 6 years, and now I've run out. I'm not gonna get any more for the next 4 weeks. What's gonna happen to my gym performance, my body composition? Also, I'm gonna have to go to the gym and wear like baggy t-shirts and baggy hoodies to give the illusion that I might have a lot of muscle, and in reality, I'm just losing all my creatine gains.
Just to clarify, in case there is any snowflakes out there, I am taking the absolute piss. Anyway, on with the video.
So I should probably address why didn't I buy another batch of creatine since I've been doing it for like the last 6 years. Simple answer for that is that I'm now supported by Protein World, PW Brad 40% off. I have my next delivery in 5 weeks time. And what that means is that I'll get 6 months worth of creatine for free. So why would I pay for creatine now? I just thought, you know what, this could be a pretty decent experiment and video idea.
Another thing to quickly clarify, there is enough evidence out there that shows that creatine is the GOAT of all natural supplements. So I'm certainly not questioning if it works. I just thought I'd see if I'd noticed any difference personally from not taking it. As like anything, some people are more responsive to supplements than others, and I just thought this experiment would be quite interesting. Also, for anyone that's wondering how it works, in simple terms, your muscles require energy to lift weights. And this energy inside the muscles are called ATP, and our bodies can only produce so much of it naturally. So what supplementing on creatine does is when you consume it, your body turns it into phosphocreatine, and phosphocreatine can then produce more ATP. So if we have more energy in the muscles, that equates to more output equals gains, mate.
So the way I did this, firstly, just by tracking my gym performance, which to me is the most important thing. Knowing what's going on in the gym is going to determine whether I'm still able to slap on muscle tissue or not. If I'm getting stronger in the gym, progressively overloading, good things are happening. Second thing that I kept a loose eye on is body composition. Obviously, we need to know how we're looking, and I kept an eye on my body weight. So whilst looking at this, I kept all of the variables the same. For example, my training in terms of the volume I was doing, my training methods, and the amount of calories I was consuming. So I was consuming around 3,000 to 3,200 calories, depending on if it was a training day or a non-training day. So you want the results, let's see what happened. So in terms of gym performance, I'm going to go over a few of the lifts I kept track of. So firstly, this plate loaded shoulder press. In terms of load and reps and the progression I made, with the same amount of reps, I managed to add 5 kilos to the machine, which I think in 4 weeks is pretty good, especially because I'm not pushing body weight up, I wasn't bulking, I was holding the same body weight. To add 5 kilos of load to a vertical press, I'm pretty happy with. So would I have gained that much with creatine? Probably. Would I have gained more? I don't know. And the other press that I kept track of was an incline barbell bench press. So before I stopped taking creatine, I was doing 95 kilos for a set of 8 as a top set. And now I'm doing 100 kilos for 6 reps. So 5 kilos up, 2 reps down. So I'd probably say there is pretty much next to no progression there. And for me personally, unless I'm pushing body weight up, barbell presses for me are the first ones to stall. I feel like, I don't know, I'm pretty disappointed with my progress with that, to be honest, but I feel like I will run that up to 10 reps once I start going back into a slight surplus again. Then moving on to a pendulum squat, so 5 kilos up from when I did this prior to creatine coming out, and I'm 1 rep down. 5 kilos up doesn't sound a lot, but on that machine, you know, as a percentage, it's quite a lot. From 65 kilos to 70 kilos, that's quite a big jump in terms of percentage, and I'm only 1 rep down. I'd actually say that's pretty good progress. Then the dumbbell shoulder press, which is like I don't want to say embarrassing, because, you know, if somebody isn't lifting these weights, they'll feel like they're weak, and in reality, it's just relative to my strength with other things. So for example, I'm pretty strong with my horizontal presses, like my flat pressing and stuff, but when it comes to vertical pressing with free weights, like I am pretty poor at it. So for example, dumbbell pressing with my chest, I've done sets of 8 to 10 with 50 kilo dumbbells, but last week with a shoulder press, which I haven't done literally since my first year of training really, so 6 years on, I'm only doing 35 kilo dumbbells for a set of 8, which I think is pretty poor, relatively speaking. But prior to coming off the creatine, I was doing 32.5 kilo dumbbells. In total, I'm 5 kilos up, which I think is just relearning the exercise again. So am I happy with the progression? Not really. I feel like I've got a lot of catch up to do. Then weighted pull-ups. So a wide grip rather than a neutral grip I was running, a few months ago, just to make things a little bit harder. So my first session prior to coming off creatine, I was doing sets of 8 to 10 with my body weight, and now for a top set, I'm doing 14 kilos of additional load for a set of 6, which I think is pretty good really in that time frame. And now with my back off sets, I'm doing sets of 12 with my body weight with pretty good form as well. Like, I'm not limping into the stretch and then taking all the tension off. I'm doing like slight protraction, keeping the tension on the upper back and dragging down, and that's actually feeling pretty good. So in terms of progression there, I'm actually pretty happy with. But again, it's just like neural adaptations to that exercise. So in terms of gym performance, has much changed? Like, would I have got the same results on creatine? Obviously, it's hard to say whether I'd make better gains with creatine, but was I making similar progression before coming off? I'd say yes. And in terms of body weight, today I'm exactly the same as what I was prior to the creatine coming out. So I'm around 160 pounds, 72 kilos of body weight. In terms of body composition, I feel like I look pretty similar. Like, I don't see much change at all. And to be honest, regardless, I don't feel like I'm gonna see a lot of change in 4 weeks anyway, regardless of how my training's going, what my calories are at. If I'm holding the same body weight and been training quite a number of years, it's gonna be hard to the naked eye to see much change. So to be honest, tracking these variables, have I seen much change since taking creatine out? I have to be honest and say not really. But I'm not going to leave it there. And that's because I've had a delivery from Protein World, and guess what? They've sent me some creatine. Is it creatine or creatine? God knows, that don't matter. They've sent me some of this, and for the last few days, I've been taking it. So in a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to be giving you an update of what creatine's done over the last 3 or 4 weeks. So remember to like this video, subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you then.